competitive. By the way, I'm in a Twitter war with this woman. This takes precedent right now. So I'm now upset. So Amy Trask, who is was Al Davis's right-hand woman, okay, who at the time and still is to this day a complete trailblazer. We actually had her on one of the first iterations of the Pete Souza show. Zach Burke is in the room and nods his head. Zach was a part of that. So Amy Trask is awesome on Twitter. And Kirk Morrison, who played for the Raiders, it's his birthday. And Amy Trask said, "Happy birthday, Kirk Morrison, and wishes and hopes for many years to come. It was an honor and a pleasure and a lot of fun to be your teammate. And just as I rooted and cheered for your success on the field, I root and cheer for your success off the field. Happy birthday." That's from Amy Trask, okay, the former Raiders executive who literally was Al Davis's right hand. Okay, Al Davis, one of the icons in all of football. Deborah, some rando who she has 1,000 followers, responds, "You weren't his teammate. You're an 80-pound woman. Fetching Al's coffee didn't make you part of the team." So I just respond, and other people had too. I said, I don't know. This really bothered me this morning. I said, "Deborah needs a history lesson." And then she said, "Give it to me, Pete. List Amy's accomplishment without the words, 'She was the first woman.'" I'll wait. Okay, first of all, Deborah, I will put together a list of her accomplishments. But I can tell you right now, as a very young woman, she was literally would go to the NFL owners meetings and do Al Davis's job. They don't forget man, woman, whatever. She's in a room with Carmen Policy, with not Jerry Jones at the time, but with big wigs, fat cats in the NFL, whether it was Pete Rozelle or Paul Tagliabue running the show. And yeah, you know what? I am going to say it. I can list her being the first woman in a room full of male owners. That's an accomplishment. So that doesn't make any sense. So Jackie Robinson, well, tell me about Jackie Robinson's play in center field and his ability to steal bases and get on. Don't tell me how he was the first black guy to break the color barrier. What are you talking about? That's a story. That's a situation. And so I'm annoyed with this woman, Deborah. And Amy Trask, literally nobody could have handled that job the way that she did, communicating with Al Davis. And Al Davis picked her. Literally, Al Davis is on my NFL Mount Rushmore. And if Al Davis anoints someone, and not to be their assistant, to be their liaison, to communicate for them, to help, she actually, here's a story too, Al Davis gives her credit when the Raiders hired Bill Callahan for their head coaching job. Bill Belichick was in the mix to get hired for that job. And Amy Trask, Al brought her into this discussion and was like, "Hey, who do you like here?" Amy Trask says, "I think I like Belichick." And Al was like, at the end of the day, "Okay, I'm going to go with Bill Callahan." And to his dying day, and he would say publicly, "Amy, I should have given you the nod there. You certainly picked the right coach," right? So let me just say her name one more time. Deborah Donner can kick rocks. How about that? Let's see what Deborah says in her bio. Constructively critical commentator, fiscally conservative communist, don't say anything, prolapse survivor, semi-retired heroin mule, lesbian cougar. Okay. Maybe I'm going to tap out of this right after reading that.
Pete, what have you done?
I don't know. I think I'm going to.
Are we sure this isn't a bot?
No, because I don't think so. Yeah.
That is quite the.
Constructively critical commentator, fiscally conservative communist, prolapse survivor.